Hello, I'm Tim Harland.
And I'm Maddy Harland.
And we're from Permaculture Magazine, and this is Permaculture Magazine's YouTube channel. Today we are going to build a runner bean support structure out of scrap wood, mostly given to us from our lovely neighbours.
We usually grow our runner beans either in a wigwam style, conventional wigwam, or we grow it up the passive solar glazed windows on our kitchen. But this year we want to grow many more runner beans because we're in lockdown, and we also want to grow them here. So there isn't enough room, and we're also growing tomatoes actually in the kitchen, so we want to harvest maximum light through that area.
And we don't want the runner beans creating shade for the tomatoes, so they're coming more into the garden, and this is the spot we've chosen because it's the most appropriate space. It is next to the greenhouse, but we're going to keep it away from the greenhouse, and we reckon with the height of the sun it shouldn't cause too much shade. Underneath we have this spinach here, last year's spinach, which will bolt fairly soon. But we figured that as it will get quite a lot of sun, broadleaf plants like spinach, or perhaps salad we might experiment with, should grow quite well underneath. So it's a question of stacking.
So we're going to show you how we're going to build this structure, and then after we've built it we're going to plant our beans, and we're going to mulch the soil with a really good layer of well rotted compost to give the fertility so that we can actually stack plants next to each other in semi-shade.
This is a design that I found on the internet. This is just the one I fancy giving a go, and that would fit the space and the function that we wanted it to fulfill, and also with the available materials. So here we go.
So here we go.
So there we have our main frames. The back frame is lower than the top frame. The back frame is about 2 foot high, the front frame about 6 foot high. The idea is to plant the runner beans along the back and run baler twine, I think we're going to use, up and up the back support and up to the front support, and they can grow vertically up the back and then up across the top, and we will have plenty of room underneath to harvest. So now we're going to brace it with bamboo that we grow in the garden.
And what's the bamboo, Tim? What's the bamboo?
Phylostachys bissettii.
Which we eat as bamboo shoots, and then when it gets away we leave it to grow and we harvest it as canes. But for anyone who's asked on our previous how to build a brassica cage, Phylostachys bissettii isn't bitter, so it is quite edible, and it is theoretically a clumper, but with any bamboo it runs, so you have to eat it and you have to harvest it, otherwise it's going to take over. So if you're thinking of growing it, make sure you've got enough room and be on the case to harvest it regularly so that you don't end up having a bamboo grove. So this is garden wire, and all I'm going to do very simply is just tie these two ends together so that the frame is braced and will stay strong.
So there we have the finished frame. The runner beans will be planted at the back. We will train them up string, which we're going to fix in a minute. Then up the diagonal to the top. All in all, that gives them 2 foot high at the back, plus 6 and a bit foot going up the diagonal, so they've got a good 8 feet to grow, and plenty of space to produce lots of scrummy beans. So here we have it. It's flexible, which isn't a bad thing, but it is pretty rigid. I think that'll stand up to the summer winds and things, even with beans hanging from it.
So the last bit, obviously, is to plant the beans. And you'll notice that we've put some really good, well-rotted manure here, because beans are hungry things. I'm just going to tease the roots out and set it in the ground. We're planting them quite close together. They're meant to be about 6 inches close to each other. We're quite happy with them being 6 maximum, and they will grow up the string and across, and we'll just be able to reach inside to harvest the beans. So there we are, that's how we're going to grow runner beans this year. I hope you've enjoyed our video. If you have, please go to Permaculture Magazine's YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe and press that little notification bell so you don't miss any more of our videos. And you can also go to permaculture.co.uk, which is Permaculture Magazine's main website, absolutely packed with years of practical, interesting information about gardening, forest gardening, and all aspects of regenerative living. So enjoy, and I hope you stay well. Take care.